trying to figure out what you get paid as a dentist can be a very tricky thing to do. Even more so when you're trying to explain that to dental students or aspiring dentists. But recently I read an article which I want to share with you, which does a great job at giving an overview of what to expect. And watch till the end to hear my breakdown and to hear the information from that report. My name is Dr. Arnold, and I am a dentist helping other dentists, dental students, and aspiring dentists on their dental journey. If you look at Google, do a Google search at how much dentists earn, you will get a wide variety of figures out there. I've even done a video talking about what I've earned in my first 3 years as a dentist. You can check that out after this video. But just do a simple Google search and you might come across some newspapers which say £59,000 is the average that dentists make per year. But really, where does the accurate figure lie? One of the difficult things with pay for dentists is that dentists can have a different status, so they may be employed. And when you're not too familiar with the differences between employed, self-employed, or limited company, you probably have only known about salaries, which tends to work for employed people, where you get a position and generally across the country that position is paid similarly. Well, with dentistry, you can be employed and have a salary, have a wage, but most dentists are not employed. Some dentists are self-employed. I'd say the majority of dentists are probably self-employed. So that changes things, because that means that you're doing your self-assessment, you're doing tax returns, and then that means that it depends on how you are structuring your expenses, costs that you incur from courses or equipment like loops, which are going to impact on your tax return, meaning that you earn differently for maybe a dentist who works in the same practice as another dentist, but because of different circumstances and courses they go on, costs that they have, and how their tax return is done, they'll earn differently on a year-by-year basis. It might be that one dentist works part-time, works 2 days a week, 3 days a week. Maybe one dentist works 6 days a week. So again, how many hours is each dentist working a week? And that's going to impact on how much dentists earn. Some dentists own practices. Some dentists operate through limited companies. That again changes exactly how much a dentist will earn. So that's what starts to make it very complex in trying to determine how much a dentist earns in the UK. But I'm gonna try my best shot at giving you an overview of what to expect, what the averages are. So I recently read an article by Jobted, and I think it did a fantastic job of trying to tackle and deal with this issue of how much dentists get paid. And on average, it brought out the number of £72,000, which broke down to about £4,190 net per month. Now that figure alone is still not giving you much of a picture of what you may expect, but as a starting point, it's a good starting point. With an average of 72,000, it is higher than the nation's average within the UK, and that is actually a blessing to be able to be in a profession where you can earn much more than what your peers may earn and what other professions may earn. So with these numbers, there's going to be variety, but on the whole, dentistry is a well-paid job, and that's something to be mindful of no matter where you may be in the spectrum. So on Jobted, they have these different graphs and visuals, and they'll show you that from the lower end, it's about 45,000 to the median, which is about 72,000, and then the high end, which is about 170,000. So there's a big range there from 45,000 all the way to 170,000, but they do break it down. So they will put the graph where it shows how a trainee dentist, they call them, really it's a foundation dentist, there's around £31,500. So this is a dentist who was just graduated and they've just got onto their foundation training scheme, and this is approximately what they're earning in their first year. At the experienced end of the spectrum, you're now looking at £110,000. So 6 figures. Here you're looking at maybe a dentist that's been working several years. They're confident in the basics. Maybe they have a special interest which they provide, and that allows them to earn a lot more. So they're an associate dentist, a dentist who's doing well, has quite a lot of experience, and is bringing in about 110,000. On the high end at 170,000, here you're probably looking at a dentist who may be a specialist, a dentist who may be extremely experienced but also popular in that they get referred patients for certain treatments. So these are going to be the dentists that are earning at the higher end of about 170,000. There may be a practice owner as well. So what I like about the Jobted article is it breaks down the different types of dentists. You've got dentists that are private, where it says 91,000 a year is what they're making. So these may be dentists who are in a fully private practice, carrying out general dentistry, or maybe even some cosmetic dentistry, but the bulk of it is general dentistry that they may be carrying out and earning £91,000 a year on average. You have cosmetic dentists where it says they're earning £83,000 a year. So these may be dentists who are carrying out smile makeovers, whether that's something like straightening teeth and then restoring, improving the shape of the teeth with veneers, composite bonding. It's dentists who are focusing on the cosmetic side of dentistry. It then says for an associate dentist, they can expect £71,000 a year. So for me, this may be the dentist who works in a mixed practice. Maybe they do the bulk of their treatments as NHS, but sometimes they may do some private treatments. So patients may want teeth whitening at times, and dentists that are predominantly within the NHS would then be able to offer something like teeth whitening privately for these patients. So 71,000 seems like a reasonable amount on average that dentists who are in mixed practices tend to earn. You then have NHS dentists. So these are dentists where they're almost exclusively providing NHS treatment. And providing NHS treatment, they're heavily relying on UDAs, and at £63,000 a year, that will be reasonable to expect if you're doing, let's say, 6,000 UDAs a year. Anywhere around that, it might be that this is now what you're starting to earn if you're around that mark in terms of UDAs. So graduate dentists, junior dentists, foundation dentists, basically dentists that are starting out, that have just graduated, they can expect to earn around £30,000 to £34,000 in their first 1 or 2 years. Maybe some dentists do 2 years of foundation years. So that is realistic in terms of what you can expect to earn. So as you can see here, it becomes a little bit more clearer when you break down the type of dentist and how long they've been working for as to how much they will earn. Now, what I like about dentistry is that depending on your experience and how you progress within the career, your pay will be reflected. So there's a graph which shows the pay increase by experience from 45,000 to about 140,000. And this graph, I do think it is quite realistic in terms of what each and every dentist can expect. What I would say is that in this, it talks about from 0 to over 20 years of experience. I think depending on your character, personality traits, how business-minded you are, how you decide to progress within dentistry, maybe how you progress to becoming a practice owner or to doing more private work, that will either shorten or lengthen the time frame as to how you develop your experience, because everybody's going to develop experience at different rates. But I think for each and every dentist, if over 20 to 30 years their income was tracked, this graph will probably be quite accurate in how that is represented. And I can say for myself, that's actually been quite similar in that I've seen that steady increase year on year as my experience has been increasing year on year. If you want to see how the specifics work out with real figures, my figures for how I got paid from my foundation year up to now, do make sure to check out the video I made covering this. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe and to comment down below. Tell me, what do you think is the most influential thing that affects a dentist's pay? I will see you all at the next one.